Hey, it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. You ever been dating a guy where everything seemed to be going well? You were attracted to him, there was some decent chemistry, you were getting along great, you were having some fun, and if part of you wanted to have sex, right? It's one of our favorite things to do, time to do the horizontal mambo, but you weren't sure if it was too soon because also you wanted him to respect you, you didn't want him to leave you, you were worrying if that's all he was interested in. Well, today we're going to talk about the 3 questions you must ask yourself which lets you know that it's the right time to have sex. Now, before we get into that, I want to explain there is no right time, okay? There's no magic 3 weeks, 5 dates, 12 months till you're married because it's such an individual thing. I believe that there's an instinct, there's a gut knowing and intuition that will let you know what? It's time. But part of the challenge for us human beings is we want what we want when we want it, right? And as a result of that, we very often make poor choices and decisions. And those poor choices and decisions very rarely lead to the results we want. And so one of the biggest mistakes I see that you may be making, and definitely amongst the members of our GPS Love community, is that, you know what, just jumping into bed way too soon. So today we're going to talk about some strategies, some things that can help you make sure that when you do jump into bed and you have sex, that it's the best and right thing for you and your relationship. So I come up with basically 3 questions you can ask yourself. So the first one is that, has this guy demonstrated that he is interested in having a relationship with you outside of the bedroom? We've talked about ad nauseum about the boys. They're selfish, immature, emotionally unavailable, and only interested in sex. These are guys, come on, it's the new millennium. We've all got needs. How am I going to know if I like you unless I sleep with you? That's the bullshit all the boys spew at you so that they can get what they want. We're talking about the guys who say, you know what, I want a relationship with you in the bedroom and outside the bedroom. So they're taking you out to dinner. They're spending weekends with you. They're staying overnight. They're inviting you to their corporate functions. They're inviting you out to dinner. They're taking you to family barbecues. They're taking you out to meet their friends. Those guys are showing you that they're interested in having a relationship with you as a woman, not just you as a physical being to satisfy their sex needs. So it's really important that a guy is demonstrating that he wants to have a relationship with you outside of the bedroom. And if a guy hasn't done that and you can't answer yes to that, then it's time to make sure that you don't jump into bed until he does. Okay. So the second question that you have to ask yourself is, am I doing this because it feels right and it's the next step in our relationship? It's the next natural step. Okay. Very often human beings, we do what we want, not what we need. Okay. Very often it's like, but I want to have sex with him. I'm so attracted to him. He makes my little panties drip when I see him. And just the fact of thinking about, being with him, it so turns me on. And I get that. We're human beings. We all have those desires. We all have those fantasies. But very often when we give into those fantasies and we don't see the whole picture and we do it because it's our mind and our ego and it's not our true self, it's not that part of us that knows, yeah, you know what, this is right. The time is right. He's shown up. He's being that guy. This is the kind of guy I can see myself with, and this is the next natural step in our relationship. That's when you do it. So I always say there's a difference between acting from a place of power and a place of truth versus a place of fear. And very often, if we take some mirror time and we get really honest, you're sleeping with a guy from a place of fear. It's kind of like, well, I don't want to lose him. If I don't have sex with him, somebody else will. I want him to like me. I want him to love me. And if I just have sex with him, he's going to love me even more. He's going to want to be in a relationship with me. I don't want to be alone. If I don't have sex with him, he's going to leave. Well, you know what? If that's how he shows up and, it's in the relatively beginning and a guy just disappears or he gets pissed off because he can't get what he wants when he wants it, well, he's showing you he's not the kind of guy that you're looking for. So you've got to be aware of that. And this is where you got to get really honest with yourself and ask this question. Am I doing it because it feels right in my gut? Not here, okay, but we're talking in your heart and in your gut. And if you can't honestly say yes, then my advice is that you abstain until you can get there. And the third question you want to ask is that, is this the kind of guy, based on who he's been, how he's been showing up, that you could see yourself spending the rest of your life with? Now, it doesn't mean that you will, because the longer you date someone, the longer you're in a relationship, you get to know who they really are. But you want to see, is this the type of guy, based on who he is now and how he's been showing up? Has he been attentive? Does he ask me about my life? Does he show interest? Is he there for me when I need him? I was having a conversation with a woman the other day, and she said, she started dating this guy, and she was like, you know what? It's all about, what I can give to him. And when I need him, it was like, well, I'm busy, or, I'll be over after you're done with your stuff. And he wasn't there to help her out and to make her life easier. And she just kept giving, 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 but she wasn't getting back. And unfortunately, she was having sex with him. And the more she had sex with him, the more emotionally she got involved. And that's what you have to realize, is that sex is a great thing, right? We all love sex. But if you do it with the wrong person for the wrong reasons, it's like a drug. It'll feel great. It'll feel amazing. But once the high wears off, then you sit there and you go through withdrawal. And it's like, oh, this sucks. Where is he? Why is he not around? Why is he not showing up when I need him? And then you start beating yourself up, and then you start beating him up because he's not who you wanted him to be, when he's shown you he isn't that guy. So the purpose of these 3 questions is to help protect you and protect yourself, and more importantly, protect your heart, so that you don't get emotionally involved. Because the truth is, especially for women, sex is a very emotional experience. Just think about the little physical act of sex. It's like a woman literally opens herself up to receive a man. It's such a vulnerable place for a woman. And once she does that, and the hormones kick in, the oxytocin and the estrogen, she starts bonding, she starts developing these other feelings, and it just makes her become even closer to that guy. And unfortunately, that sometimes becomes part of the problem. So what you want to do is use that to your favor, use it to your advantage, and to know, you know what, I'm not going to go there until I know it's the right thing to do. It feels right. And we both understand that this is the next step for us in our relationship. Because the reality is, and you hear it here all the time, there's a ton of boys out there. There are a ton of guys who will tell you what you want to hear. And I'm being completely transparent. Okay? I know some guys who know that they can get within a woman's pants in 3 dates. They know that if they take a woman out, they treat her well, they buy her a couple of dinners, within 3 dates, doesn't mean it will be 3 dates, within 3 dates, they'll get in a woman's pants. And they got it down to almost a science. Now, I'm not saying that to throw these guys under the bus, because, there are plenty of women who will go along with that. My problem with that is a lot of women do it because they think that it's going to be a relationship. And these guys, they think that they're going to have a relationship with these guys, when these guys are not interested in that at all. And so we all know that not everybody is honest out there. And so that's why I'm creating these videos, because I want you to understand the truth. What you choose to do with it is ultimately up to you. If you choose to buy into their bullshit and to feed into it because that's what your ego likes and it makes you feel good for a little while, then you know what? You're responsible for your journey. But if you get to the point where, like, you know what? That sucks. I don't want to be with guys like that. I want to be with the guys who commit to me, who show that they're interested in a relationship. One of the things I love is, whether it's one of my one-on-one clients or members of the GPS for Love community, where they say, you know what? It's amazing. I found a guy like this, and he just shows up like that from the beginning. He's respectful. He's honest. He's taking me to his softball games. He's including me in his life. He's taking me to meet his family. He's there for me when I need him. And it's like, yeah, that's how it is. That's how men treat their women, because that's how men want to live their lives. That's who they want to be. So those are the guys I recommend that if you want to have a good, long, fulfilling, happy relationship, those are the guys you find. And contrary to popular belief, they are out there. And they're just as difficult to find for a guy who's looking for a good, solid, emotionally available woman. I know it doesn't appear that way, but you only see it through your perspective because you're a woman. Rightfully so. But trust me, there are a lot of good guys out there who are respectful, who are interested in more than sex, who want a great, amazing relationship with an awesome woman like you. And when you stand up, you get clear on your boundaries, and you're true to yourself, some really cool things are going to happen. So I want you to watch this video, and I want you to take some mirror time and ask yourself, go back, look at your past, and say, you know what? When you have sex with a guy, do you have some parameters? Or do you just like wing it? Just go, well, I'm just going to do it when it feels right. And if you do, that's okay. But does that lead to the results you want? What has been your experience? Remember, the past is never a mistake if you learn from it. Only an expensive learning lesson. So go ahead, take that mirror time, put your question, comments, and feedback in the box below. As always, honor and privilege to be with you. I'll see you next time. Have a blessed day. Much love.